improvements. And of course, something very big happened in 2008, which is they stopped lending us money. The credit markets froze up. So from 1968 until the present time, incomes have been dropping in terms relative to inflation for the average American family. And so in the 80s and 90s, they came up with a solution. After all, the economy is 2/3 based on consumer spending. If the economy is 2/3 based on consumer spending, people have to have money to go to the store. They're earning less money, they don't have that. So we lend them the money instead. 2008, the credit markets finally seized up, the housing bubble burst, and probably if you're in this room and you have a credit card, you either had a line get canceled or reduced, even if your credit was perfect. And and of course business has had their credit curtailed as well. So now Americans are actually poor. They can't earn money, they can't borrow money, they can't take it out on their house. Their house isn't worth as much as it used to be. So now we are truly forced to face the fact that we have finally achieved, after years of warning, the little boy has been crying wolf all these years. The deficits are going to catch up with us. The wars are going to catch up with us. The wolf's here, finally. And so now, so in the fall of 2008, the financial crisis began in September. And at that time, Bush responded with what we now call TARP, which is AKA the bank bailouts. When Obama took office in November, I thought that his reaction would be different than Bush's. Not because I had much faith in Obama as a politician. I didn't vote for him in the primary, I voted for John Edwards. Remember, in the primaries, it's easy to forget now, Edwards was the liberal, the centrist was Hillary, and the conservative Democrat was Obama. The conservative Democrat won. People forget that, but that's what happened. But I thought that when Obama came in, he would have no choice but to do what FDR did in the 1930s. After all, people can't borrow money, they can't earn money, but money has to go into the economy or there's no spending and the whole thing spirals downwards into this cycle of deflation that we've seen in Japan for the last 20 years. Well, that didn't happen. Obama comes in and in December announces his transition team, which has clowns like Lawrence Summers and Timothy Geithner, who are the kinds of people who don't have the imagination or the background or frankly the intelligence to fix this problem. And they're so beholden to corporate America that they cannot do what needs to be done, which is to tell corporate America, listen guys, the looting has to stop temporarily. The massive ripping off of the American people has to take a break. We've got to put some money back into the pockets of the golden geese who lay the eggs by spending money at the mall. We've got to directly hire millions of Americans. We've got to put them to work. We've got to build infrastructure. We've got to build high-speed rail all over the country, just like they have in every other industrialized and many non-industrialized countries. And we've got to put America first. You can get back to the looting after we get the economy back on its feet.